CCA congratulates Kim Haarberg as a Colorado construction pioneer.
Well, I grew up in a little town in South Dakota. I was in the top 2 in my grade. However, there were only 2 of us in the grade.
Upon graduation, Kim moved to Denver, working for Ingersoll Rand Company.
The love of the construction equipment kind of grew on me.
In 1985, Jim Antonin, who was a fellow Ingersoll Rand equipment salesman, and Kim started Asphalt Recycling and Stabilization, Inc.
I really tried to get other contractors to buy the equipment when I was a salesman, but I wasn't a very good salesman, so I finally had to team up with Jim and buy a machine ourselves.
We're equipment salesmen and just decided, you know, what if we took this machine and bought it ourselves and started up our own company with it.
In 1985, we bought our first piece of equipment. It was a Bomag MPH 100R. It was an asphalt recycler. You know, the soil stabilization was pretty unusual when we started. There was very little of it. So I think we're kind of the pioneers of the soil stabilization world.
Their first job was for Ed Tezak, grinding the road at Mesa Verde National Park.
Kim and Lori were one of our first subcontractors. Kim and Jim, the Kim and Jim show, showed up with one of their recycle machines, and 1980s Oldsmobile, maybe purple or maroon with the back seat removed. Very impressive. As they pulled a plate tamper out of the side of that vehicle, we knew they were a serious contractor.
We were too ignorant to know that we could fail. So we just kept pushing, and it so far has worked out.
Shortly after starting their little niche company, the largest stabilization job in the country started up in their backyard, Denver International Airport.
So here we were 4 years into business and just kind of getting our feet on the ground. And all of a sudden, we're doing some testing at DIA and checking out the viability of stabilization, and in 1990 they started putting jobs out to bid, and we bid on 35 jobs over the course of the airport being built.
So we were just kind of a little company that all of a sudden had to really step it up.
We've got the knowledge on how to do it, but we didn't have the resources, so we called Big Ed McPherson. And we liked what he had to say, and he liked what we had to say, and we teamed up. With his help, we were able to work together, and we were able to go after most all of the jobs. And without that, we'd have been probably in a bind.
And then went on to work on nearly every runway, taxiway, roadway, and apron at the entire airport. Once again, according to Kim, proving that being lucky beats being good every time. Although we would say the harder they worked, the luckier they became.
Well, in '97, we were fortunate enough to buy a small sand and gravel operation called Braley Sand and Gravel. So we renamed it to ARS Sand and Gravel, and it's been one of the better things I guess we've ever done.
Another milestone came in 2001 when Kim and Jim hired Scott Reynolds to run the company.
You know, Scott's been a godsend because he was able to take a lot of the workload off of Jim and and I finally found something I'm good at, and that's goofing off.
They've continued to move the company forward in great areas, and we're just so thankful.
It allowed me to step back, and then I was able to get more involved with the Contractors Association, and then in 2005, I was actually the president of the Contractors Association.
We're just very blessed to be a part of this industry, as well as a part of the CCA.
Kim did a great job for the board and for CCA, representing contractors across the state.
I believe in giving back, and the CCA is a wonderful organization with all kinds of incredible people. I've met some of the best people in my life through the CCA.
There are so many people that were instrumental in Kim's life and career, but his #1 supporter has been his wife of 37 years.
You know, she's kind of been my rock. She's always been there, and she's been 100% behind me all the time, even though I've made probably a lot of decisions that weren't so stellar, but she always stood by me and knew that we'd make it through.
Thank you, Kim Haarberg, for your lifelong dedication to the infrastructure construction industry and always making us laugh along the way.
I used to be on the committee that helped select those people, and I thought, you know, those are always really old people, and I just felt like, gosh, am I that old? But then I looked in the mirror and then yes, I am one of those old people.
You and Lori are wonderful friends. Congratulations on your Pioneer Award for the Colorado Contractors Association.
And I'm pretty proud of being a pioneer, and to have that honor bestowed upon me by my peers really warms my heart.
Congratulations, honey, and love ya.